Hey there everybody, it's Rutter, and shock, I am not on Picture Rock right now. I am on Sourdough, just south of Beaver Bog Road. Our good buddy Joe Hare just informed us that there was a tree down up the hill, so I thought I'd come up and investigate and see what I could take care of. So I brought Bindi. What are you doing? You ready to help? And there she is. So yeah, it's an ugly one. Nasty old Doug fir, full of branches. So a lot of limit involved here. Trail goes that way. Little bypass is created here. But yeah, so anyway, that's my job for the next little bit. So that's what I'm going to take care of. Just FYI for everybody, it looks like I got about 3 inches of new snow up here. Really fine. Wind's been howling. It's drifting really bad. And at the start there at Beaver Res Road, it's completely drifted, like beyond even just snowshoeing at this point. I think you're gonna have to bring some shovels in and shovel out some of the snow just to get through it. It's got rolling like waves basically of drifted snow that are pretty steep and gnarly, so, and off camber, so all the things. Yeah, not too bad above Beaver Bog actually. I think just being a little bit more sheltered with more trees, it's actually pretty consistent. Looks like one skier came through and then myself on snowshoes, so I'll go back down that way, so it should pack out pretty well there. But yeah, it's not great up here right now. It's going to take some work with snowshoes, I think, to get this thing back into shape. So anyway, just want to give that update. I'm going to get after this tree, and then we'll show you what happens afterwards. All right, so hey, that went pretty good. I got the tree all bucked out of there and limbed out, so I'm going to flip it here so you can, yeah, so we got her. Pull back a little bit. So there's the one. 2 cuts over here, popped them on the side, and there's the other end of it right there. Pushed everything over there where the new trail kind of got burned in. Then I got adventurous and decided to cut this leaner because he was already barber chaired and splitting, and he was moving around quite a bit. You could hear him cracking, and probably would have fell in the angle that he was sitting in, but there's also the chance that he could have barber chaired and just kicked back onto the trail, and then we would have had another mess. So I thought I'd cut him out, and there's a special procedure for that. They call it, when it's getting ready to barber chair, like you bore cut. So instead of coming in from the back to cut, you actually bore into the tree. I'll use the tree as an example. So normally if you had your face cut here, right, and then you come in from the back side to cut. So instead you bore in here and then you move out, and that way you've got all that holding wood that's releasing as you're coming out. So then as soon as you pop through there, that tree just wants to fall in that direction. So I started doing that, and then the wind was blowing a little bit, and then I think there was a twist in the barber chair as well, in the trunk itself. And so as I bored through the far side, the whole tree just sat and pinched down on my saw. So I was stuck there, so I had to hatchet it out until I could break it loose. Meanwhile, the wind's still just kicking it over. And yeah, it wasn't a very safe situation for sure. And then of course my chain got derailed off the sprocket, so I had to undo that, walk away, come back to cut it, and then a big gust of wind hit it and really sat it. So I lost all the momentum, and so it was just kind of hanging out, touching the limbs up here in these 2 trees, just kind of sitting there. And then I finally got it cut, and it just sat because it didn't have any momentum to break through all that stuff. So then I had to do a bunch of scab cuts to get it out of there, and man, it was locked and loaded and did not want to come off the stump. And so yeah, it wasn't fun. And but anyway, luckily I always bring extra tools for that kind of situation, and so I was able to get it out, get some wedges in there to get some relief on the bar, and popped it out, and then finished cutting it. But yeah, things don't always go as planned, so always have a backup plan, I guess. That is the PSA for the day. So anyway, thanks for watching. Ooh, that was a massive close-up. Thanks for watching, and yeah, get out here and start snowshoeing. Let's get this thing back in shape again, and we'll see you next time. Check you later.